ta'awun 'ala al-birri wa taqwa, unite upon righteousness, at the same time advise them. This issue, brothers, has been hijacked. It's been hijacked by two extremes. It's been hijacked by the extreme that don't assist with anyone that has a difference in aqeedah with them. Any dispute in aqeedah, they will not assist. And likewise, the polar opposite, it's just as Brother Muhammed Hijab mentioned, a group known as Al-Khwani Muslimun who say نَعْذِرُ بَعْضُنَا بَعْضًا فِي مَا اخْتَلَفْنَا فِيهِ. Whatever we dispute in, we'll ignore it. Don't worry, let's cooperate without any conditions whatsoever. And then in the middle, you have Ahlul Sunnah wal Jama'ah. You have Ahlul Sunnah wal Jama'ah who upon ilm, upon the example of the Salaf al-Salih, upon the examples of our ulama, our mashayikh, they assist one another in the good and they warn at the same time from the evil. Al-Imam Ibn Baz rahimahullah ta'ala. By the way, these fatwas were not signed by anyone. It's not just a random fatwa written. Who signed the fatwa? Sheikh Abdullah ibn Qu'ud, Sheikh Abdullah ibn Ghudayan, Sheikh Abdul Razak Afifi, and at the head of them was the Sheikh of our mashayikh, Abdul Aziz ibn Baz. And Abdul Aziz ibn Baz has another fatwa, and he was asked about a group from my country. I hail from Sudan, alhamdulillah. He was asked about
Alhamdulillah, you should say
Alhamdulillah. Allah yahdi. I hail from Sudan, alhamdulillah. He was asked about a political movement that had a mixture of Sufis. Anyone who knows Sudan knows that the majority of the Islamic groups are Sufis there. He was asked about a group that has Sufis and Salafis. What should we do about this group? Should we assist with them? What did Ibn Baz rahimahullah ta'ala say? He says, وحاربة المذاهب الهدامة. He said, fighting the destructive ideologies, and things like this, من أهم الواجبات, he said, is from the greatest of the obligatory acts. It is from the greatest of the wajibat upon us that we do this. And what should we do? Al-ta'awun 'ala al-birri wa taqwa, unite upon the good, and avoid the evil, and at the same time advise. The same advice was given by Sheikh Nasiruddin al-Albani. The same advice was given by Sheikh Muqbil ibn Hadi al-Wadi'i, and our mashayikh, brothers. This is the reality of this deen, brothers. What deen would call to a complete lack of ta'awun upon a maslaha, a point of benefit that unites every single person. How could you live? Wallahi, how could you live? I'm sorry. You don't bat an eyelid when it comes to the non-Muslims. But when it comes to your brother who differs with your aqeedah, like, no, I can't do anything with him. Yani, what aql is this? What aql is this? SubhanAllah. Look at Shaykh al-Islam, Mujallad, volume number 228. He gives you one sentence on how to deal with those who oppose you. How to deal with your brother who you have differences with. What does he say? He says, if there appears in one man, iman wa kufr, belief and disbelief. He says, sunnah wa bid'ah. He says that in him is sunnah and in him is bid'ah. And within him is what? Ta'ah, obedience. And yet he commits sins as well. I'm not saying him, but he commits sins as well.
Yes, I do commit sins as well.
How do we deal with this person? What does Shaykh al-Islam, Ibn Taymiyyah alayhi rahmatullah say? He says, istahaqqa min al-thawab wal-iqab. استحق من الثواب والموالاة على قدر ما فيه من الخير. He says you treat him how? You treat him according to the bid'ah that he has. You give him love and allegiance according to how much khair he has within him, according to the goodness that he has within him. That's how you interact with this person. You don't just knock him off if he has one bid'ah. Look at the Salaf, brothers. Subhanallah. Sufyan al-Thawri, he was asked about Yazid ibn Thawr ibn Yazid al-Kala'i, and he was a muhaddith. What should we do? Should we take his ahadith? At the same time, he was known to be qadri, someone who denied the qadr, the predestination of Allah, a mubtadi' he was known to be. What did Sufyan al-Thawri say? He said, khudhu min Thawr, take from Thawr. Wattaqu qarnay, but be aware of his two horns. The word Thawr in Arabic means ox or bull. He said, take from Thawr, but be aware of his two things, his two horns. Aban ibn Taghlib, al-Dhahabi rahimahullah ta'ala says about him, he was known, he said, Shi'i jald. He was a Shi'i, a clear-cut Shi'i. What do? Khalas, we don't take a hadith from him? No. Take from him, narrate from him. Because we have his sidq, we have his honesty, but his bid'ah is upon him, it's not upon us. And with his brothers, let's call our brothers who we dispute with. Let's come together. Let's come together in a brotherly, a compassionate way. Just as Allah Jalla wa Ala gave us this unique unity amongst us. If you dispute, let's come together in a nice way. Let's discuss these issues. We love one another for the sake of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, whether we agree or disagree. Subhanallah. Al-Imam Ibn Abdul Hadi, he was once debating with Ibn Qadi al-Jabal. And Ibn Qadi al-Jabal was an angry man. You know, gets angry very quickly. And so he spat in Ibn Abdul Hadi's face. And you know what Ibn Abdul Hadi said? He said, he wiped and he said, it's tahur, it's pure by the consensus of the believers. You're still my brother, you're still my brother. Let's come together and discuss these issues. Wa sallallahu wa sallam wa barak ala abdillahi wa rasul nabina Muhammad wa ala alihi wa sahbihi ajma'in. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.
Takbir! Allahu Akbar!
Barakallah feek.
Finish?
That's it, done. Barakallah feek.